Body language of a jealous man. How to spot his 10 clues. Everyone has been jealous sometime, but even being a natural feeling is hard to describe until you experiment it. These 10 body language clues reveal that a man feels jealous and what you should do about it. In this video, you will learn how neck and shoulders reveal emotions, how to detect his voice stress, and a tip to prevent those situations. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy, and I will help you uncover the secrets that people try to hide from you. Number 1. His neck and jaw will be tense. Men are naturally competitive, and if he feels threatened by another man, he's going to show with a stiff neck. That is a physical reaction, even if he's not in immediate danger. Jealousness will put him in a defensive state. He will show it not only with his neck, but also with his jaw. If the competitor is near, or if you're casually talking about him, try to spot his jaw muscles. It's easier to spot if you're directly in front of him, so you can see the tension of the jaw muscles and how they bulge. Number 2. He's going to block the competition with his body. Let's say you're at a meetup and the man that sparks the jealousies is attending. Your guy will position himself between you and the other man as much as he can just to block his view of you. That physical blocking could go as far as to stand straight, putting a hand on his hip and projecting his elbow outwards. This makes an even more aggressive stance to block access to you. But if he feels jealous from other men in general, he's going to do this. Number 3. Prevent those situations that make him feel threatened. If your guy is jealous of other men in general, he will make any excuse to avoid those situations. This is a clue that can be easily misunderstood, and the crucial word to distinguish it is excuses. It's normal to want exclusive time with you, but if he makes excuses to avoid going out with a group, maybe it's because he feels insecure about it. He will also make sure that you desist of going on your own. If that's your case, I've got a tip for you at the end of this video. Number 4. The way his voice cripples when he's jealous. The masculinity in a man's voice depends greatly from the strength of his airways and how relaxed his neck muscles are. Remember that the first reaction he's going to have under stress is tension in his neck. Well, it affects the quality of his voice. If you've been around him for some time, by this point you already know his natural voice tone. When he feels threatened, his voice will lose power and feel crippled. Maybe he'll clear his throat more often. Learning to spot these body language signals requires a bit of practice and knowing where to look. That's why I've summarized more than 90 body language clues in a free ebook that you can download right now. You can find the link in the description of this video or in this card above. Number 5. He will overuse monosyllables. It is incredibly difficult for a man to accept that he feels jealous of another, because it would be accepting that the other is a real threat. That's why jealousies will spark an emotional conflict inside him, and it won't be easy to manage. That emotional conflict will hijack his confidence and in the end will alter the way he talks. His answers could be shorter to the point of using only monosyllables to respond. He thinks that expressing that emotion is some kind of weakness, hence his talking troubles. Number 6. He will make more focused questions. A man interested in you will want to know, how was your day? Just remember that most men don't ask as many questions as women do. But when a man feels jealous, he will make more questions about where, when, and who you were with. This way you can check his body language to see if he goes from stress to a more relaxed state. One way to check it is his shoulder tension. If he feels threatened, they will be contract. It helps if you are used to read his body language in different situations so you can compare. Number 7. He will try to peek at your phone when you text. A jealous man could show body language clues even if there are no other men around and you're not talking about anyone else. For example, when you're texting, he might be a little curious about who's on the other side. He will try to sneak up to you with any excuse, depending, of course, of your relationship with him. But you'll notice that his eyes will be fixed not on you, but on your phone's screen. If you notice this, simply ask, "Do you want to see who I'm texting to?" and watch his reaction. Number 8. He will become even more competitive when jealous. Since jealousness is a matter of competition, your man will try to attack the value you perceive in the other guy. For example, let's imagine that you say something about a schoolmate that excelled in athletics. He will do one of two things. He could compete directly, like starting to focus more on his own physical abilities, or downplay the perceived value of the competitor. For example, saying that your schoolmate is not as smart as him. Either way, he's reacting with his behavior. Number 9. His hands will form half-clenched fists. Another body language reaction of a man that feels jealous is a reflex related to stress in his hands. He will not close them in clenched fists, but the fingers will be toward his palms with the thumbs showing. There are many variations to this gesture, but the main theme is hiding his palm and keeping the fingers tucked below. Even if he remains calm with a relaxed neck and smile, this gesture is very hard to control. The opposite is when the fingers and the hand are just relaxed. Number 10. Superficial breathing that leads to deep breaths. Any state of tension of the body will limit the way we breathe. That's why it's so important to take deep breaths when you're stressed. This is harder to spot, but a threatened man will start to breathe superficially. If you have enough experience spotting neck, shoulders, and voice tension, this is a natural next step. When the conversation ends or the threat recedes, you'll notice that he takes in a bit more air than usual with a deep breath. That is to keep up with the missed breathing so far. Now, what should you do if you start to feel uncomfortable? Some jealousness is no big deal, and most of the time is a natural reaction in most healthy relationships. But if his reactions make you feel uncomfortable and even insecure around him, this is what you should do. Reverse the situation in your mind and assess how would you feel about it. If you feel okay with it and think that he's overreacting, wait until things cool down and talk about it. But it's very important that you are sure of what you feel about your own behavior. This last point is important because manipulative men could use jealousness to control you with guilt. Have you seen any other body language clues of jealous men? Thanks for sharing them in the comments. And thanks by supporting my channel by liking this video and subscribing. Take care and see you next time.